digital advertising sucks. And we all know it, like everybody here knows that. And it's part of our everyday life, and it's really awful. You go to an ESPN website and you try to read an article about Akira, or about something other than Akira, but then Akira pops up and you try to click the little teeny X button, but your finger is just a teeny bit too big to actually click the X button, and it's awful. It's really, really bad. But why is this true? Like, everyone knows it. The advertisers know it. The publishers know that you're having a frustrating experience, and yet it's still a thing. So this is why. You see the marketer over on the left side of the digital advertising landscape and the publisher over on the right side along with the consumer. But in between the marketer and the publisher, there are hundreds and hundreds of intermediaries and middlemen that are making money off of every time you click on an ad. And because each one of those middlemen is prioritizing their profits, what gets lost is your user experience as a consumer. At the same time, though, there are ads in your life that are really awesome. You watch the Super Bowl ads about Budweiser with the cute little dog and the horse, and you smile every time. You have stickers on your water bottles that you carry around with you everywhere that are a big part of your life. You all have a MacBook with the Apple logo, and it's a really important part of your day. And so these are ads that fit seamlessly into your life, and you see them all the time. And we think we can bring the magic of this into the digital advertising space. We're Hype. My name is Megan. This is UC, Genevieve, and Max. And we think that we can help you control your advertising experience and make it a whole lot better and even kind of magical. And to show you what we mean by that and how we're going to do it, this is a little video. Is that really quiet?
Introducing Hype. Swipe through content you like, when you like. View fun, beautiful content in our app to accumulate points, and we'll make sure everything on your phone is ad-free. Save content you love to your board to access later. These other Hype users have added to photos. Or add your own to make jokes, commentary, or dinner plans. And then send them to friends. Let your games, your apps, your articles stay just that. Take back your screen with Hype.
So just to summarize what you guys saw in our little promo video there, we have created an app called Hype, which brings you a beautiful, easy-to-use branded content experience. When you see a piece of content on our app that you like, you swipe right, kind of like Tinder. If you dislike it, you swipe left, and you'll never see that piece of branded content again. And you can also access a Pinterest-style board where you can go back to all of the content that you've saved and access that product or that brand's website directly. So you can always go back to the things that you actually like. But really what makes Hype really different and fun for you guys to use as an app is the social component, where you swipe up and you're able to send that image to your friends in that app. So you can add little commentary, like funny quotes or something. You can add emojis, and you'll be able to access all of your friends who are also using that app and send it to them, kind of like a Snapchat. So all of this is really pointing towards the social networking experience that we're also creating with our branded content. Hype was really designed for sharing. We want to build a network of really engaged users who are actually interacting with the things they see. When you're actually looking at ads in your browsers, you're just scrolling through trying to get rid of them as fast as possible. But when you see something like this that's actually engaging, it's not just disruptive while you're doing something else, you want to be able to save it, like it, share it with your friends. And you might be wondering at this point, like, what exactly is the reason why we're swiping right, left, up for all of these things? Well, the reason is to collect points. And points can be redeemed for two really cool things. The first of which is to view ad-free content later. So this means once you've collected enough points in our app, you'll be able to see the ESPNs, the New Yorkers, that pirated TV website that I know all of you guys use, completely ad-free. So you can focus on actually doing the reading and the watching that you want. And we want to be able to expand this in the future to mobile apps also. So when you're waking up in the morning and you guys are swiping through Facebook, looking at people's statuses, you can spend a few minutes in our app just swiping through different pieces of really well-designed branded content, and then you can redeem them for no ads while you're listening to your favorite album on Spotify, so you don't get that annoying 30-second ad that's like, really, Jim, really like putting a damper on your groove. And you don't get that when you're playing Angry Birds and you're trying to level up. So it's not distracting at all, and you get to control on your own time. The other cool aspect of points is that you can redeem them to donate some of the revenue to nonprofits. We're in a partner with a variety of different organizations, and people will have the control again to choose to donate some of their points to a specific one that they feel passionate about. So we did some consumer research all around campus and in other demographics as well, and we found that 57% of our respondents said that they were likely or very likely to view more ads if they could use some of that revenue to do good and donate to charity rather than giving it to like another giant faceless corporation, right? And so we want to help make that halo effect happen, and we want to give users what they want. So we're combining both that ad-free experience and also the donations to charity in our app.
So, not only are we creating a fun experience for users, we're also creating an exciting opportunity for advertisers. So currently advertisers will pay every time you view or click on an ad. But think about how often you're happy to view an ad or how often you actually intend to click on it. Not very often, right? And that's not actually in the best interest of the advertisers either. So we hope to make that better. In Hype, the advertiser's content is the only thing on the user's screen, and they're choosing to interact with it. We ensure regular interaction and actual interaction through our swiping, and because of this, we're a great platform for testing out ads as well. So this is another potential revenue source for us. Users will interact with ads more than once in the saved content board, another benefit for advertisers, and because of our social aspect, there'll be a broader reach for your ads. So you're a lot more likely to enjoy a photo from a friend than a pop-up on your screen. So basically, just to put this all into perspective, you just heard a lot of those things from UC. So what you're seeing here is that the value added for the customer is also value added for the advertiser themselves. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how this is all going to work, and it's going to sound a little bit complicated, but bear with me. We have a really exciting vision for where we'd like to take this. So in the short term, to break into this space, we're going to be working with the advertisers and the users. So we'll be using a pay-per-click model, where each time you click on an ad in our site, the advertisers will pay us, or sorry, an ad in our app, the advertisers will pay us. We'll be partnering with local businesses to get our first sets of ads, in addition to our first sets of user bases, so we'll offer the local businesses free or discounted advertising in exchange for promoting our app. Once we have this initial user base, we think that the social aspect will help the app grow. And the key component of why, the key significance of having the advertisers and users be this beginning focus is that we need to use ad blocking technology to simulate an ad-free web for you. However, in the long term, we'd like this to change. We would like the web to actually be ad-free. So the way we're going to do this is by partnering with publishers. So we hope to work with the Angry Birds, the Spotifys, the New York Times. So the publishers are the people that are bringing you the content that you're actually hoping to view. And they have pain points too. They're working really hard to create this content, but they're distracting you and frustrating you with the ads that they unfortunately need to generate revenue to then produce more content. So you can see how this is a difficult cycle, but we'd like to solve this problem. So in the long term, we'll be working with the users, advertisers, and publishers. We think that our beginning model of working with the users and advertisers to prove out our idea, develop an initial user base, develop an initial set of advertisements, test the functionality of our app, will convince publishers that it's worthwhile working with us and make partnerships. We'll then pay them to send users to our app, and the content in our app will replace the ads on their site. So we'll generate a system for letting them display ad-free content while still keeping the advertising revenue that they need. So the key thing here is that the user and advertiser experience remains unchanged. The users will still be viewing fun advertising content rather than frustrating ads, and we have a demo to show you exactly how this works. So Megan really likes the Hyperion. She is a Hype user, and she wants to view some ads or view some content on their site. If she wasn't a Hype user, she would have to view their site with ads. So because she is a Hype user, she is going to click the View with Hype button. But unfortunately, she hasn't been in Hype anytime recently, and she doesn't have enough points to get rid of the ad. So she gets a notification on her phone there, which we're projecting onto the screen to view some ads. So right now she has 0 points, so she's going to just swipe through a few ads, and you can see the points accumulating. And watch over on this screen, as the number bounces up to 2, the ad will disappear. So not only have we prototyped out an app that will let users get the experience they want, we've actually demonstrated that we can affect the content of a website based on what's happening in this app. So now Max is going to tell you a little bit about the numbers and how we plan to make this actually happen.
Right. So to talk about the money for a little bit, let's imagine a user, and this user swipes through 10 pieces of branded content a day. Now, 1 out of every 100 pieces of content he actually clicks. And as Megan described, every time someone clicks on an ad, people make money. And we think from our preliminary research that we'll be able to make 20 cents per click. And we also have the charitable component, so let's say that 10% of the points this user earns in the app, they donate to charity. So, with that assumption, and if we look at the costs associated with wages, maintaining servers and back-end infrastructure, and also office space, we believe that we can break even at 70,000 users. But we don't really want to just break even, and that's not that exciting. So let's say we have 10 million users. And this is actually a somewhat realistic number because there are other apps out there that are moderately successful and they have around 10 million users. And for context, this is about 5% the size of Snapchat. So with 10 million users, we make $65 million in revenue. And in the context of the mobile advertising market, that's actually not that much. It's only 0.04% of the mobile advertising market. That's to say that we aren't saying we're going to go out and conquer the world, but we can make a little bit of money to start and then have room for a lot of growth. All right. In terms of the competition, there are traditional digital ads, but as we've expressed, we don't like them. They're terrible, annoying, and they don't do cool things. So what else is out there? There are other product discovery apps, mobile apps, and what they do is they allow you to look through branded content, but they don't have the added benefits of blocking ads or giving donations to charity. So we hope to differentiate ourselves in that way. There are also these things called ad blockers that actually aren't that popular. Only about 3% of the people we surveyed use ad blockers. And we think we can differentiate ourselves by adding the social component, allowing for product discovery through a nice branded experience, and then also giving donations to charity in order to improve those numbers and bring more people into this ad-free vision.
So we're thinking big. We want to make a pretty massive change to the digital advertising landscape. We want to make the experience actually magical for users, which is totally opposite of what it is now, and we want to change it for publishers and advertisers too, so that it's fulfilling their needs better. We want to take this incredibly, incredibly messy space and turn it into this.
So we have some really important people to thank, and most importantly, the Joe Center. Oh, Joe! Get rid of those. Okay. So, of course, the Seed staff, our partners, or mentors at YEI, the people who have been helping us along the way in various places, and at YieldMo, which is an advertising startup. So thank you to all of you. This would not have been possible without you.
Yeah, it's been an awesome experience. We've learned so much and figured out a lot about this incredibly messy space that we didn't know beforehand.
We had the opportunity to go down to New York and meet with some people also working in the mobile advertising space, which was awesome. Learned a lot from them. They're a pretty successful startup with, I think, 100 employees or so. now. And also this thing called Nitro Coffee, which we love, so you should definitely check it out.
They said of our app, quote, "It's great," and quote, "I love this."
That's a quote. Yeah, it's also just a really nice way to spend senior year. Like, take a break from take a break from some problem sets and work with the team to actually make something that's really cool.
Any questions for Hype? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, like, when you're watching an ad before you like watch a TV show, like you have to finish the ad, but like using your apps, like, couldn't you technically, how do you control the user not just swiping really fast on or something?
You could swipe really fast, so hopefully it'll be like subliminal consciousness advertising. And we also have thought about implementing basically a little bit of technology where you have to hold on the ad for a second before you can swipe it. But that might be more noisy for the user, so we'll have to like A/B test that.
Any other questions? Yeah, one more.
Can I get this app now?
We can actually.
Well, yes.
If you
Talk to Max.
Talk to me. Yeah, most of the functionalities there. It ad blocks if we wanted to.
That's very cool. You're gonna change the world. Well done.